Hey guys, so our next unit is on proportions. So the first thing we're going to talk about is ratio and rates and unit rates. Okay, so first we're going to start with the definition. A ratio or rate is a comparison of two numbers by division. Another way of saying this is a relationship of two numbers. So we're really looking at things with different units and trying to compare them and see how they match up with one another. The difference between a ratio and a rate is that a rate usually involves a unit of time. Okay, so let's look at a ratio or rate for our class. So usually we would do this in class together, but since we're in the video, I'm just using my 6th period as an example. And so in my 6th period, when I look at boys to girls in our class, my ratio or rate would be 18 to 11. There are 18 boys to 11 girls. If we look at the flip of that, girls to boys, it would be 11 to 18. Okay, so first we wrote boys to girls with our boy number first, and then we wrote girls to boys with our girl number first. Okay, so order doesn't matter. It's really important when we're looking at ratios and rates because we want to be comparing similar things, especially when we set up proportions. We want to make sure we know what number's on top and what number's on the bottom of our fractions. If we look at teacher to student, it's going to be 1 to 29. There's one teacher and 29 students. Okay, we wouldn't write 29 to 1 because here we're looking at teacher to student. So teacher comes first, there's 1 of me and 29 of you. Okay, so next we're going to talk about simplifying our ratios, and we did this in our fraction decimal percent unit. All we have to do is think of it like a fraction, alright? So you're going to divide. So here I have 3 inches of rain over 36 inches of snow. And then we want to find something that divides both of them. Well, they're both divisible by 3, right? So we divide the top and the bottom by 3. So 3 divided by 3 gives us 1 inch of rain. 36 divided by 3 gives us 12. So if we have 3 inches of rain to 36 inches of snow, that means we also have 1 inch of rain to 12 inches of snow in a simplified ratio. If we look at another one, we have 4 Saturdays to 28 days. So you'd have 4 Saturdays over 28, and then we can divide here by 4, right? They're both divisible by 4. So 4 divided by 4 gives us 1 Saturday. 28 divided by 4 gives us 7. So what we're saying is we have 1 Saturday for every 7 days, which makes sense, right? You have 1 Saturday in a week, which is 7 days. Okay, we can write ratios and rates in 3 ways. So the first way is we can write it in words. So our ratio is buying 2 hamburgers for $3. Okay, so our first one is 2 hamburgers to $3, right? It's 2 hamburgers costing us $3. And we can put the word to when we're talking about ratios or rates. It's the part that shows what's being compared. For ratio, we would just put this little colon. So we'd have 2 colon 3. And for fraction, it would just be 2/3. Okay, 2 hamburgers, $3. Okay, really quickly, you guys are going to try these down at the bottom, and we'll go over it when we go over our homework when I see you guys next class. Okay, when you're done with these, you can continue the video, and I'll go over some stuff on the back. Okay, guys, hopefully you finished the front already, but now we're going to talk about unit rates. Okay, unit rates are a specific kind of ratio. So they're a ratio with a denominator of 1. So it doesn't matter what we're comparing, we want the denominator to be 1 though. So it's per 1 every single time. So 150 miles in 3 hours, if we're writing it as a unit rate, we want to know how many miles would be in 1 hour. So what we'd do is we'd write it as a fraction, so 150 over 3. And then to get to the denominator equaling 1, you'd have to divide it by itself, right? So we're going to divide the top and the bottom by 3 so that we can get our unit rate. So on the bottom, 3 divided by 3 is just 1. And then on the top, 150 divided by 3 is 50. So for our unit rate, we'd have 50 miles per 1 hour. Okay, and this is our unit rate because we're looking for a denominator of 1, which is what we got here. So to look at another one, we have 10 inches of snow in 2 hours. So our fraction would look like this, right? 10 inches of snow in 2 hours. So to get a denominator of 1, we would divide the top and the bottom by 2 to make sure that we get a denominator of 1. Okay, basically whatever the denominator is, that's what you're dividing by. Okay, there's my 2. So then we would have 5 inches in 1 hour. Okay. For $16 for 2 pounds, again, we would set it up as a fraction, 16 over 2. Okay, we want to get the denominator of 1 again, so we're going to divide the top and the bottom by 2. Okay, when we do that, we'd have 1 on the bottom, and then 16 divided by 2 is just 8, so you would have $8 for 1 pound. In case you didn't know, LB is the units for pounds, and you're going to see that a lot in this unit. Okay, our last one, 40-yard dash in 4 seconds. Again, we set it up as a fraction. We're going to divide the top and the bottom by 4 here so that we can get our unit rate. Right? Divide by 4, divide by 4. 4 divided by 4 is just 1. That's the whole point. 40 divided by 4 is 10, so we can run 10 yards in 1 second. Okay, so down here, you're going to finish the rest of this, and we'll check it next time when we go over homework. Here you're circling the unit rates and underlining the rest of the rates. Okay, so everything should either be circled or underlined. Down here you're writing all of these as unit rates. So basically exact same thing we did up here, making sure our denominator is equal to 1. Good luck, you guys.